another convention loses the script and starts to discriminate against retailers, board game manufacturers, and the like. We'll be covering that today. My name is John Delarose. I am the leading Hispanic voice in science fiction. I'm working in board games. I do a little bit of everything in culture. And right now, I've got an awesome Indiegogo right now. I already said that. Oh my gosh. It's called A High School Girl in the Crusades. And this is our fun. We are trying to create awesome culture that's going to make a difference, going to be different than the corporate nonsense that you see every single day. And we're going to try to change all of these industries. That's our goal here. So I appreciate you following along. If you want to support the channel, this is the best way to support us. I appreciate everybody who's backing so far. You guys are awesome. All right. Gamma, the board gaming group, which is comprised of industry professionals, manufacturers, designers, reviewers, retail stores, has their annual convention every year. And this one's in Reno, Nevada. Now, they're trying to, this year, make it into a sort of COVID sort of police state, one where they're discriminating against unvaccinated members of the community. Now, to have a convention in Reno, I mean, Nevada's a pretty free state. I go there pretty often, being from California, and I do so to get out of the oppressiveness that is California. Usually you can walk into restaurants in Nevada and not have to wear a mask, not have to present your paperwork and things like that. That's really the whole point of doing something in a state like Nevada. However, Gamma is pushing this nonsense on everybody in order to, I guess, just push out a percentage of retailers, a percentage of game designers from being able to attend this conference. Now, these conferences like Gamma are very important for small industries like the board game industry. They get to see up-and-coming products. They get to make deals with their partners. These sorts of things are very important trade shows. It's not like a writing convention or a comic book convention where it's a lot of just fans running around. This is something completely different, which is meant to actually help these people's businesses. So, here's what they're saying.
Gamma is monitoring the global situation of the pandemic daily, especially in its latest variant, Omicron. And we are working with our partners at Peppermill Resort and Casino, Reno Tahoe Convention Bureau, and following CDC guidelines to make sure Gamma is the safest environment possible.
So here we go.
All attendees are required to be fully vaccinated, which the CDC defines as 2 weeks after the second dose of Pfizer.
Oh gosh, I mean, God, I can't believe you wouldn't include the boost in that. Come on, get the boost. Well, they know that they're not going to get the boost because a lot of people are refusing to do so because the evidence at this point is showing that these vaccines actually don't stop any transmission. And since they don't actually prevent any transmission of the disease, they supposedly now, the scripts change, just, quote, lessen the symptoms. It doesn't actually do anything or protect anybody at the conference to have somebody vaccinated or not. Everybody knows this at this point. It's being discussed openly in a lot of circles, and it's getting to the point where it's getting ridiculous to try to discriminate against a class of group of individuals because of this medical nonsense. A gaming organization like Gamma really has no right to ask people about their medical status. That's really messed up if you think about how crazy all that goes. But this is what they're doing. This is what they're forcing. This is what a lot of conventions I see are forcing. But they know it doesn't work, and of course that's why masks are mandatory in all spaces. So if you think about it, if the vaccine worked, I know you're not supposed to discuss this sort of stuff on this website, but why would the mask be necessary? But that's a different topic. You guys can come up with that conclusion yourself. I just asked the questions here that everybody should be asking in these situations. It goes further, though. They've got tables for meals, which they force people at. You're not allowed to eat in other places. You're supposed to eat 6-10 feet apart or something like that. They're making it into this like cattle herding police state where it's really going to ruin the convention and make it impossible for people even there to conduct business. It's really an awful thing that they're doing here as they continue to virtue signal about this COVID stuff. The COVID Karens are getting out of control, and there's really a easy way for people to do the right thing when it comes to COVID. One, don't go to a convention when you're sick. That's pretty obvious. Number two is obviously have hygiene, wash your hands regularly, don't touch your face, Things like that, which, people should have figured out over the last couple of years. Notice all that stuff's being downplayed now. Hand sanitizer is being downplayed now. It's all about this like medical vaccine thing that they want you to buy over and over and over again. It's about a corporate profit thing. But it's very sad because people should have the choice to do whatever they want. People should have the freedom with their bodies to do what they want. And when companies and organizations like this make it hard to conduct business otherwise, it really is a painful and awful thing towards these retailers, towards people in the industry who are not vaccinated, who are now going to be just stuck away from these groups. Now, Gamma actually has paid memberships. So the members who cannot go because they're vaccinated might have a case here. I would actually look into this if I were one of those people. And this is going to be my recommendation to you people if you are being discriminated against. You have dues, and you're being discriminated against over your medical status. And there might be a case there because you have to pay your dues, that you're not receiving your membership dues, that they owe you money. It's very possible in this case. So I'd look into that. It's very sad that Gamma's like this. Gamma's been a pretty bad group over the years. If you want to look, if you go to their website, they have a whole freaking
diversity, equity, and inclusion virtue signaling space. A message from Mark Diaz of Magpie Games, the inclusion chair. Here we are. The industry faced a cascade of challenges. A global pandemic canceled our conventions. What does this have to do with like people's skin color? These people are fucking insane. Oh my god. Gamma tried to meet those challenges. Support Gamma's membership. Yeah.
It's very funny that they're called Gamma, but that's another story.
Specifically, Gamma appeared to waffle on supporting Black Lives Matter protests, alienating many partners and allies, and then ultimately canceled Origins Online in the wake of backlash. As a Latinx designer,
what the hell? This is an actual Hispanic guy like myself? No, Truman. He's white. Okay. There you go. No, because no real Hispanic people use the word Latinx. That's why I was kind of figuring that out.
I was deeply hurt and frustrated to watch Gamma's staff and board make these mistakes on these important issues.
So they want this stupid organization to not actually be about fostering board game business, but to be about like Black Lives Matter protests. And this is what it's about all at the end of the day. This is why I call these companies out every single time. My God, I get riled up when I read this stuff. It drives me crazy.
Even still, I was unwilling to...
Like, why is this guy's personal statement on here for their, like, business website? Why is he going off about him? It's always about them. If you know this with the SJWs, it's always about, I was willing to give up. It's all about me, Mark Diaz Truman, the Latinx. My life matters. It's always trying to get some clout with this stuff.
Gamma's potential to be a positive force for change.
I thought it was about board games. I thought it was about selling board games and helping the board game industry thrive. I thought it's about money and economy. Oh well. You know how this goes in every single freaking industry at this point. Oh well.
I was surprised and encouraged by both the number of members who showed up, by the staff and board's willingness to listen to criticism. One of the changes is the establishment of official diversity committee, an effort pioneered by board members like Nicole Lindroos and others who believe that the diversity programs are a real opportunity for positive change. I was proud to join the diversity committee last year, and I'm equally proud to report the membership on our progress so far.
Maybe I'll join Gamma here, and I'll join the diversity committee, and I will fight back against this stuff. What do you think? Is that a good idea? That's maybe the next step here at the channel for us to deal with this. It's unbelievable that they have these why do you have a statement on George Floyd's death? Did George Floyd play board games at all? I'd never heard of that. What's he have to do with board games? Nothing. A more diverse store. A best store, by the way, is one that actually sells violence against Asian Americans. Oh my God. I keep clicking on this stuff. It's so cringe. I could go off on this for an hour. I won't waste your time any further. You get the point. These people are fucking insane. And they want to destroy the industry in which they work. They want to destroy the organization. And they want to destroy everybody's ability to just conduct business and have any freedoms of choice of their own. This is the entire intention of SJWs. And this is why we fight against them tooth and nail at every single turn. Shame on the Gamma Game Manufacturers Association. They are doing a horrible thing in Nevada. They're doing a horrible thing having a diversity, equity, and inclusion police force to police people's politics. And, I hope that something different comes along to replace these people as everybody stops frequenting them. All right. Whew. Hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know what you think down below. And if you're a board game industry professional who is unvaccinated and being discriminated against, let me know. I'd be happy to do my best to help you. I definitely want people to succeed who are fighting against these awful, evil German soldiers from World War II. I'm not going to say that name in case the algorithm doesn't like it. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon.